Frank was 72 when he noticed he couldn't climb the stairs without stopping. Not because of a fall, not because of a diagnosis, because of a habit he had practiced 8,000 times without ever knowing it. And his story, along with someone named Margaret, whom I'll introduce you to in a moment, reveals something most of us don't see until it's already underway. Think of your independence like a house you've lived in for decades. The foundation doesn't fail in a single moment. Termites don't announce themselves. They work quietly, in the dark, for years. And then one morning you step onto the floor, and it gives. The habits I'm about to describe are those termites. Quiet, invisible, almost respectable in how ordinary they seem. A chair, a silence, a set of stairs you stop taking. Every day, you make deposits or withdrawals from what I want to call your independence account. The currency is movement, connection, and challenge. And here's what Frank's story teaches us about how easily that account can drain. Frank retired at 67. He had earned the rest. And for the first year or two, rest felt wonderful. The morning rush disappeared. The alarm clock went silent. The recliner became his favorite place in the house. But something else happened too, quietly, almost imperceptibly. The walk to the corner store felt a little longer, so he drove instead. The stairs felt a little steeper, so he started doing everything on the ground floor. The garden felt a little harder to bend down for, so he let it go. None of this happened in a week or a month. It happened over 3 years. 3 years of the same small decision, made again and again. Sit, drive, skip the stairs, rest. Researchers at the National Institute on Aging have documented something that should stop all of us in our tracks. Muscle loss from inactivity can begin within 48 hours, 2 days. And once that process starts, it doesn't politely wait for you to notice. Here's what Frank would tell you now, if he could go back. He didn't make one bad decision. He made the same small one 8,000 times. And the withdrawal from his physical independence account was so gradual that he never saw the balance dropping. But Frank's story is only half the picture. Because what researchers discovered next was, in many ways, even more surprising. Margaret was 68, a former teacher, widowed for 4 years. And somewhere in those 4 years, without quite deciding to, she had stopped saying yes. The book club invitations arrived. She told herself she'd go next month. Her daughter called every Sunday. The calls got shorter. Her hearing, which had been fading for years, went untreated. Not because she couldn't afford care, but because she told herself it wasn't that bad yet. And here's where the science takes a turn most of us don't expect. Inactivity changes your brain before it changes your body. When Margaret stopped engaging socially, her brain received less stimulation. When she stopped reading, because she had always been a reader, her cognitive reserves stopped being replenished. And when she left her hearing loss untreated, she unwittingly accelerated the whole process. Studies have shown that untreated hearing loss is one of the largest modifiable risk factors for cognitive decline. Not because hearing itself drives it, but because the isolation it creates starves the brain of the one thing it needs most: connection. Margaret didn't have a single dramatic event that stole her independence either. Like Frank, she made withdrawals so small they barely registered. A declined invitation, a book left unopened, a hearing test postponed, each one insignificant. Together, devastating. Here's the part that matters most, and I want you to hear it clearly. Neither Frank nor Margaret needed a gym membership. Neither needed a personality transplant. Neither needed to become someone they weren't. They just needed to stop making withdrawals and start making deposits. Small ones. Micro deposits. The kind that don't feel like anything in the moment. If you've been sitting more than you'd like, the deposit isn't a workout. It's standing up during every ad break. That's it. Stand for 2 minutes. Sit back down. Do it again tomorrow. If you've been avoiding physical challenge, the deposit isn't the full staircase. It's one floor. Take the stairs for one floor, then take the elevator for the rest. That counts. It all counts. If your invitations have been piling up unanswered, the deposit isn't a dinner party. It's one phone call, 5 minutes. I was thinking of you. That's enough. And if you've stopped learning, the deposit isn't a university course. It's one audiobook, one podcast episode, one new word. Your brain doesn't need a syllabus. It just needs something it has never seen before. Every one of those micro deposits compounds, not in a metaphorical way, in a real way. In the way your muscles remember, in the way your brain builds new pathways, in the way a phone call makes the next phone call easier. You don't need to do all of them. Pick one, just one, the one that felt closest to you while you were listening. Try it tomorrow. Frank did eventually start taking the stairs again. Not all of them. Not right away. He started with one flight. And Margaret got her hearing tested. She called her daughter. The call lasted 12 minutes. Neither of them was keeping score with a stopwatch. Their independence accounts are not full. They never will be. But the withdrawals have stopped, and the deposits, small as they are adding up. The future version of you, the one looking back on this decade, is being created right now by the choices you make tomorrow morning. Whether you stand up during that ad break, whether you pick up that phone, whether you take one flight of stairs instead of none. These are the things that hold a life together. If this added something to your account today, subscribe. We'll keep making deposits.